Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of the Universe Zero update and development log. I'm happy to bring you this week magic wheels, planes of existence, and how they all kind of interact with each other on top of a little bit more development that's going on with the actual play podcast and rules. So if you're interested in keeping up to date on all things Universe Zero, click the subscribe button and follow along. First up is magic. How does magic work? Who gets to use magic? How are you keeping track of it? What I've come up with is I'm actually using magic wheels to help me keep track of spells and how they work and how each plane of existence is kind of the absolute end goal of the wheels of magic and wheels of the planar existence. So with that, the one that I'm currently focusing on is the elemental wheel. Right now I'm calling it the omni wheel for all things that make up the material world. The main focus for this is because Marvin, one of the players, is playing kind of an elemental sorcerer who's currently aligned with lightning. And what I mean by aligned with lightning is every magic user has some kind of elemental affinity. This means that you get 3 things that you're resistant to and 1 thing that you're weak against. We're still workshopping that, but right now it's kind of a fair trade-off. When you have an elemental affinity, that means that you can make small control and changes. Think Avatar: The Last Airbender, where when you're not attacking somebody, you can control air, wind, fire, water, what have you. And do small things that the DM can kind of rule whether you need to roll or not. But if you're attacking somebody or you're using a spell that is based in that, you roll your magic pool dice to either roll to hit, or depending on the type of spell, you roll and you add the number of successes or stage successes that the defending person has to beat that target number. It'll make more sense once the episode comes out as I also add more of the details to those episodes. But that's kind of how magic is working. As far as planes of existence, I'll pop up a couple images here of what they look like and what I mean by those, where I broke them down into kind of key concepts to help me keep track of what spells I'm using and not just reflavoring them. So if you have kind of elemental spells are under the Omni, I have chaos spells, which go over bless, banes, curses, mutation, and so on. I have order spells, which is just really where all the chronomancy spells go. But the logic behind crafting a spell, whether you're the game narrator or a player, is that you take one affinity that you have a connection to and you can kind of tie in one of the other planes of existence. So if instead of just shooting lightning from your hand, like Marvin did in one of the last episodes, you want to turn it into like a lightning lasso, which is something he also did. That is a control lightning spell. It's more on the game narrator side and the mechanics of the world building, but at the end goal for the player, it's just kind of a lot more of the lore world building for you all to play around in. Speaking of the podcast, we just finished episode 7 called Marvin's Day Off, where we follow Marvin for a day and see a little bit more of the lore and world building I have going on and what they're going to be playing in the future. I only have a few episodes edited. They do take time, and I'm working by myself. So if you'd love to help, comment below and let me know what your skill set is, and maybe you could either play or help me edit. But there's no need to do that. On top of that, I think I've designed thumbnails that I want to use for the episodes once they come out. I'll put a couple images around here, over here, of what to expect once the episodes start dropping. I did have somebody find one of the episodes that was unlisted and watched it, and they seemed to like it. So thanks for hunting around on my page and finding it. I hope you enjoyed episode 4, as you were wanting to know where episodes 1 through 3 were at. Any case, I'm looking forward to getting those done. And once, like I said, all 10 or 12 episodes are complete for this series, we're going to take a little bit of a break as I write the next season and see if anyone else wants to play in our Universe Zero game, kind of hunting around for some other DMs to play as well. So I'm excited for that. So the next update I have is just about the rules. I've gone through and edited a majority of the rules for Universe Zero, and I'm very excited to get back in and add those changes to the official document. And then once all changes are done, and I give it to my friends who agree to help copy edit for me, once they get through that, and I can start doing the layout work. But right now, the one thing that I'm focusing on and trying to wrap my mind around is carry capacity. So a lot of other systems have carry capacity for their characters, yet none of y'all really use it. No one's keeping track of what they have in their inventory, how much they have in their inventory. So I'm like, does this really matter? Instead, I'm kind of thinking of leaning towards a carry capacity that goes off of the size of an object. So you might have a dice, which is a minuscule, tiny object. I realize that it's green, so it's probably not going to show up on this image. Any case, something small versus something large that, although it's large, it may not be heavy. So you could theoretically carry 1,000 of them, big empty boxes. But that's not feasible. So I think I'm going towards like an item sizing, item slot kind of vibe for this. I know that in Universe Zero, I also want to have the effectively like Capsule Corp style carry like items. So you could have a pocket full of gear. So it really doesn't matter too much. But that's one thing I'm kind of milling about, whether or not to add that to this game, or just a blurb about carry what seems right, because that's kind of where y'all in the tabletop community kind of feel anyway. So I'm excited to finish all the rules. I'm excited to start getting the layout work done. And I really hope that you're enjoying these development logs as I make more content for you all. And this helps keep me honest with my development updates. So as always, roll well, have fun, and check back in for any future updates. I hope to see you around. Bye.